Yeah, a gum goodness. Another gum goodness for you. This one is going to be about Britt Baker. Now, I noticed the JD has already talked about this. Now, I'm sure Alex has talked about this. But I didn't want to just chime in immediately after them. I wanted to wait a little bit and see if there's anything new. Well, technically not much. Not much has changed. We know Britt has been off TV for quite a while after supposedly she might have had something similar to a seizure. Or whatever the condition was, it's something I can't say it was a seizure, but it was something similar to just her body just shutting down. Something somewhat similar to a seizure. You're going to probably tell me what it is. Don't worry. I'm not telling you I'm right. I'm just telling you that she had a condition that made her not function correctly for many, 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 many months. And then she came back after recovering, but then she didn't get anywhere. Now, let's make it clear. We know about the rumors that Britt was a very difficult woman to deal with. We know that with Thunder Rosa. We now know what happened with MJF and Alicia. I believe this is his fiancée, Alexa or Alicia. I can't remember her name right now. But essentially speaking, Britt has had a colorful career in AEW. But the thing is that she isn't original. Whether you like her or not, whether you think she deserved the position or not, she was one of the first women, the first woman signed to the company, even though she was not very well trained. She was still new, very green, didn't understand how to do promos very well, didn't understand how to hold a character, but she learned. I'm not saying she was the best one there, but she was developed and she did get over. Miss DMD got over. Next to having the looks, she worked on her craft and she got good at it. She worked on her promos and she got good at it. She worked on her charisma. She got good at it. That woman made that company, particularly during the pandemic. When she went away and came back, she really wasn't cared about by Tony at all. Now, if you go by what JD said, and I do remember when he was talking about when Britt Baker was dealing with Selena Deeps in her last match, she said, no one cares here anymore in the camera. I do kind of remember that. We haven't seen her since. She's been to Comic-Con. She's gone to UFC. She's broken up with Adam Cole, who was her fiancé. They're not together anymore. A lot has happened. But the one thing is a question, well, two questions. Why isn't she on the roster? Because a lot of people on the roster for the women are wondering what the fuck's going on with her. And then they wonder how long it'll be before WWE is knocking. And we know that Tony does have this tendency that if he doesn't want to use you, or if you say something that he doesn't like, you don't appear on TV, you don't even appear in the back, you stay home and you get paid. Think about that for a minute. This is not about if you're really a bad wrestler or a good wrestler. If Tony has no need for you, or if you piss off Tony in some way, he's going to send you home and you will do nothing. Now, that has happened with more than a few people. Think about Lady Frost, my Killer Frost, who is on AEW TV, which is, I believe she's on RH, because she's never seen on Dynamite. And if she does get seen on Collision, it's very rarely. I haven't seen the Collision for this month yet. I mean, for this week, not this month. But we don't see her much. But when she was in Impact Wrestling, she was signed. She got hurt, and she was stuck at home. But when she recovered, they had no need for her, so they left her stay at home until they released her from a contract. Now, it's not something we haven't seen. But remember, this is not like Scott D'Amore. If they just don't have anything for you, they don't want you to just come in and just sit and do nothing. Now, I'm not saying that's right. I am not telling you that's right, because it's not right. I don't like that. If you're going to work for them, let them be at your show. And if they need you, be there instantly. But with Tony, it's different. He will do that to you. And if you complain about it, you get worse. You get buried if they bring you back. They will, if you complain about it, Tony may bring you back briefly and then bury your ass and then send you away. That's if he does that. Look what happened with Ricky Starks. Ricky was doing very well. He's one of the more over people in AEW at the time. But at one point, he wasn't doing anything. He got over big time. But then he got hurt, got sent home, came back, and then he was in a bad storyline with Big Bill. It looked like it was beginning to get somewhere, but then Tony just sent him home. Flat out. And then Big Bill had no choice but to work with the learning tree. And now he's paired up with Brian Keefe. Not saying they haven't worked their asses off to try and be something, but he went from working with Ricky Starks to Brian Keefe, who is still, even though it's great on the indies, but it counts, as I've told you over and over again, it counts how they book you on the damn show you're in. It makes no difference what you were like on the indies. And this is what we got. And when it comes to Britt Baker, she's going through the same thing. Britt has not done anything on AEW television. And she complained. She was not happy. And look what happened. She's stuck at home. We do not know how long until she's finished with her contract. And counting on if they're not going to add more time on to her. Because Tony has been known to do that. He did with Rey Fenix. He did it with Penta. That he would tack on extra time, kind of like what Vince did. Keep you home as long as possible so WWE doesn't get their hands on you. So at this point, I have no idea how long it's going to be. I don't. It could be another 6 months. It could be another year before we see her go to WWE or to Impact Wrestling for that matter. Well, Impact TNA for that matter. She may go to TNA. Like Cedric. Cedric didn't go to AEW. He decided to go to TNA. And I'm actually happy he did, because what was he going to do over there with the Hurt Syndicate? I'm not saying they won't team him up, but he would just be a flash in the pan, and then we will see him do nothing. He may get split off from the Hurt Syndicate and may end up on RH TV. So at least being here, even if he's not signed, at least he'll get some exposure. But the question now is, do you care about Britt? And do you want to see her go somewhere better? To be honest, I do. She has her colorful moments. She's not been easy to deal with. But I gotta agree with JD. If she goes to WWE, she's gotta behave herself or she just get fired. She will learn like CM Punk. You come to the company or come back to the company, you behave or you're out. We don't tolerate you. So if she's going to WWE or TNA for that matter, she's gotta behave herself. But it's just me. And I hope you enjoyed this little Gump goodness. Give me a comment below. Peace.